Welcome to another episode of Solo Nazi Zombies with Meatwagon22. So, yeah, I got a request to show a solo run on this Verruckt map. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't really have a good strategy on this one, so I kind of clipped this one from SpiderBite. So if you guys want to see how to lead up to this point, if you go over to Next Gen Tactics or to their YouTube channel, Next Gen Tactics, you can see Spider run the solo strategy up to about this level here, and I think this is probably the best one I've seen as far as areas to hold down for this map. This is a tough map. For me, this is probably, I mean, I don't really count the first one, but for the other three DLC maps, I think that this is probably the hardest zombie map to run solo, just because the way the AI, the zombies react, and the tight quarters, and it's kind of hard to judge where these guys are going to come out if you are running around. So I decided to, like I said, run SpiderBite strategy, and look at this guy here. This is a good example of that guy was the last guy, and every time, you know, until I built up to get the actual guns I want to get, I was going to take off running, either let the zombie run or try and make him a crawler. But when they were fast, that guy was super fast, so when they're too fast like that, I just kill them and move on as long as I have enough ammo. Most of the time, I didn't even bother making them crawlers. I just ran around in circles and hit the box. And that's the only stuff that I actually cut out, was when I went and hit the box between rounds. So, like I said, standing here, what I'm doing is I put all my Bettys down behind me and along the right wall. And every time, you know, I would check every time between rounds and replace them. And I'll show you, I paused the video a little bit to show you how I spread them out, because when I get backed up, what I do is step back a little bit, and either the Bettys will buy me time to reload, or you know, if there's too big of a group and I have my ray gun or something, it takes out a batch of them. So it works out pretty good putting your Bettys behind you. And maybe if you have, you know, if you still have a lot of Bettys at the end of the round, putting down a Betty with that first window, which will be on your left as you're looking towards the stairs. Now right there, you can see how I have the Bettys all spread out all along the wall, and two against the very back, and if I get pushed all the way to the back. So that's what you want to do. Get your Bettys back there. And right here, see, I'll put one by this window, because that's the window where when they hop in there, they actually come from your side. They're not coming straight at you. So see that? They're already trying to come to that window. Running the Browning here. The Browning is garbage. I tell you, I mean, you know, against most guns in the game, it's pretty good, but when you're used to the MG42 or the PPSH and the ray gun, I tell you, the Browning is garbage. Look how long it takes to reload. Look at all these guys. See all those Bettys? I just keep moving back. I know where my Bettys are, so I'll slide back one at a time back towards where I have each Betty planted. And it bought me enough time to reload. But like I was saying about the Browning, it seems to take just as many rounds with the Browning as it does with the PPSH to take these guys down. So if you can't get the MG and the Browning comes up, definitely take it. But just remember, it's pretty garbage. The sights are hard to see. When you're aiming down the sights, you actually lose some sight to your left and your right. So keep that in mind. I mean, my secondary, I think right now is still the PPSH. Now look, I'm going back, I'm checking to see which Bettys blew up, replacing them, and watch where I put this other Betty. This is a good spot. I'm actually putting it on this side of this pillar here, so that Betty will stay there until someone gets around the back of that pillar, and then it'll take them out. So that way it'll protect it from going off just if they get too close and I'm shooting. I want that thing to stay there to protect me if I have to back into that corner. So again, we're just trying to get through these rounds as quick as we can. I'm not building any windows at this point, because enough of them are coming. If I'm putting bullets in them, I'm going to get the points I need to hit the box. And I had, you know, this was actually one attempt. I did one attempt at this last night, and this is the video I got from it. I didn't have very good luck at the box. It took me a lot of my points to get the ray gun, and so don't be discouraged though if that happens to you. You know, you can't take your points with you when you die, so you might as well spend them and keep spending them until you get the guns that you want to get. Again, I didn't even see him come through this area, so I'm trying to get this closed up as quick as I can, that wall, because that first window on the left and the wall on the right, those are the two that can really put you in a world of hurt if you're not paying attention. So luckily I got a bomb. I think I'm going to get back over and try and close up that wall. Like I said, I don't remember him coming through there. I don't know if there was one while I was hitting the box, because I was at the box a long time trying to get this ray gun. See, they're coming through that wall. I need to get that closed back up. I don't want them coming from there, because they hop in there. They may come around and blow up all those Bettys if they come around the backside of that pillar where I showed you I was placing that Betty. So just going to work with the ray gun now. Ray gun works pretty good, and what you'll see is my method, like I've talked about before. I try and shoot down towards their feet with the ray gun, because most of the time one shot around their knees or so will take them down to a crawler, and if you got more than one zombie charging you, if you shoot him in the chest, you're going to be hitting just that front guy. You won't get to the second guy. So you got to start taking the front guys down before they get too close to you. See that? One shot to the knee took him down, even though it took 3 ray gun shots. So you want to try and get the front guys knocked down to where you can start putting damage on anyone just behind them. Otherwise, you're going to get them all charging you in a big group, get pushed back, and then you'll down yourself with your own ray gun splash damage. It's pretty nice when they come down the stairs. That's why this is a good strategy. Most of the zombies will come straight at you from the stairs. So if you still got a heavy MG and your ray gun, you can do some work on them. It's when they come from the windows, that's when you got to take them down. But you see, the only problem with taking them down like this is I keep making crawlers, and that ends up being my downfall, is a crawler. I wasn't mindful of who's crawling around on the ground, and of course, as usual for Meatwagon, I killed a zombie. He dropped a max ammo. Now max ammo is important, so I went for it, and when I tried to come back, I didn't pay attention to the crawler, and it got me trapped, and that's what ended this one. Because my intention would be, if you're going with this strategy, there's a door to your left, right to your left as you're staring at these stairs. There's a door on your left that's still closed. It's on the other side is where the quick revive is. And my plan was, when I start to get too overrun, and if all my Bettys have blown up as I pulled back to the right, I would go open that door and do what I always do, take off running with my ray gun and see how long I could survive. I would imagine you have plenty of time to run out that door, and if there's a lot of zombies still chasing you, run straight upstairs on the other side and hit the electric fence that's out on that patio area on the other side of the map. And that would at least buy you to the end of that round where you take off running. So, you know, once you take off running here on these higher levels, I'd imagine you'd probably just be able to survive that round when you take off running. But you never know. I mean, I have run laps around this place, but I haven't gotten very far. My highest before was level 17. But I watched Spider's strategy on this, and I thought that this is probably the best one. I mean, you can see we're at level 23 now, and it's working out pretty good. Ray gun, definitely a must. I mean, you get up over level 20, you're going to need the ray gun. And I get pretty lucky on these. It seems like I got a fair amount of these nukes here to take these guys out, which ends the rounds pretty quick. So that worked out for me. Even though, like I said, I didn't have much luck at the box. I tried to get, I traded my MG in and I never got it back. So what I was doing, I was running, I believe my secondary is a PPSH still. And the reason for that is I like the lightweight guns. If you're going to take off running around, you don't want a heavy MG at that point. If you're standing your ground here, heavy MGs are great. Well, you can see here now, there's that max ammo. And there's the crawler down the left, and this is where I end up biting it. So that'll be it for this round. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.